Greetings, our viewers. Welcome once again to Spero Child International YouTube channel. Today, we are going to discuss why the talent of children should be invested in by their parents. Talent is simply any natural, exceptional skill or aptitude to something. It could be artistic, it could be a creative skill, and it could be even athletic. So, joining me today is Luther and Sarah, and we're going to go deep into this topic. Let's get into it. Luther, what do you think?
Yeah, thank you so much. Talents are one of the things that indeed parents should focus on before we start looking at what we want our children to do or what we want them to be in future, or as I may say. But when it comes to talent, most of their parents tend to force us to do what they want. And remember, parents forget that the children they give birth to are not owned by them. We are just, it's a privilege that we create life. Through us, we create another life. So if I have something that I had wanted to do when I was young and I failed to achieve it, it doesn't mean I should force it to my child. I don't need to force my child to do what I failed to do. So, in other words, when a child is born and I find out that this child has certain skills he portrays or certain things he's gifted in, it's very good for me to focus on what this child is able to do. Instead of me looking at what I want or what I had failed to do or what I feel this child should achieve.
True.
So indeed, it's the main reason, by the way, to why most of the people in the world are not happy.
So it brings happiness.
It brings happiness,
yeah?
Because if you do something that you are passionate, you have a talent in, you're able to do with all your energy, with all your skill, with all your mind, with all your effort.
Yes.
It makes it easy for you to perform very well, to be perfect in that particular area.
Yes.
So, it's very key for parents to invest in it because of a number of reasons. One makes a child will be happy in life when he or she focuses on his or her talent. And then, this is something that also parents should focus on. A parent should focus on what children are. Some of us, I may say, children may not discover their talents unless they are exposed. So you have to make sure you expose them to a number of things so that they discover themselves, they discover what they are good at.
Okay. Sarah, what do you do?
Okay, when it comes to talent, I look at it as a gift. You know, when we talk about talent, I recall about the story in the Bible where there were three, something like that. They were given different talents, 1 10, then 5, the other was it 1. Yeah, and realized one who had 10.
Coins? Or was it money?
Talents. They are talents. Yeah, they call them talents. It's a story in the Bible, but I've really forgotten the story. But it shows that talents are given to us by God. It's a nature thing. It's not something you're trying to be. It's something
you're naturally
gifted
Natural
like
gift.
that. So I find it so challenging if parents really refuse their children to go for what they're gifted with, because in this Uganda it's no longer about professional. It's like professions and everything. It's about someone who can use a certain creative mind, someone who can earn a living through anything. In this age, we are seeing footballers. Those guys are making money. They're billionaires. It's just talent. People are dancing, talent, music, talent, everything like talent, and they're earning their living. They're enjoying their lives.
It's to earn.
They're happy. And they love what they do because it's coming from within. Not from out, because what causes a man to really be in a situation where they're not happy because they're trying to get something external, not something which is from within. Every time you're doing something which is from within, there's a way you feel that, this is me. You're
The
embracing who you are. And when parents refuse us to embrace that thing within us, they're frustrating a certain ability in us, which is wrong, which is not right. And our parents out there, I'm sorry, but it's not right, because you're frustrating the ability in the inside of that child. And when it comes to disabilities, maybe she can't use the lower lips, but then she can do something. Maybe she can sing. She can write. Maybe she can do something. So I think parents parents should look at that and give them a chance to be who they are.
True. I completely agree. I also think that when parents do invest in the talent of children, it also really improves their mental well-being.
True.
Because you find that someone is happier, someone is more fulfilled, and it equally increases their self-confidence and self-esteem, because they're actually excelling and achieving in something that they love, and they can clearly see they have a natural ability to. So it has a holistic impact on the mental well-being of these children, and even more so children living with disabilities. Yes.
And actually, for these children with disabilities, it also creates a sense of belonging. And
exactly.
Yeah, because if a child is having a talent, yes, is disabled, maybe having a disability on the lower limb, but is able to sing or do certain thing that is out of a talent, makes these people creates that sense of belonging within the community.
Yes.
And they don't feel discriminated.
True, it limits that discrimination, because not only them, but even the community can see that they're able to do something. Yes. And on that note, it also really builds their social skills, especially in a kind of dealing with other people, because you're going to learn how to have interactions, have friendships, how to, that social skill of networking, because you're going to be joined or moving in the maybe a same niche. So if someone, let's say, can sing, they're going to sing with other differently abled people, and they all believe that they can all achieve despite their disability. Do you think it's also good to the other children seeing disabled people being talented and performing in something they have a talent for? Like, I think it also kind of reduces stigma from other members, because they will see the children performing, singing, oratory skills, artistic. So that myth that these people can do nothing, they can't achieve, will slowly be diminished.
That mind of negativity, negative mind towards them will reduce, actually.
You've seen these popular debating competitions. What is stopping someone who is physically disabled from being a debater? Nothing. But how often do you see them in those competitions?
Actually, I remember there was a competition.
How often?
Is it Poa Pearl of Africa? Something of recent, like it has happened this very year, but the win, actually, that babe, she was disabled. Like one of the legs had an issue, so she couldn't really use both of them equal, like they weren't balancing. And she won. Like, she was singing, she had an amazing voice, which means we need,
but we don't often see them. When we finally bring them on board, they are excelling even more than others. So it means that disability isn't actually what makes people successful or unsuccessful.
It's not a limitation.
Yes. It's how much space we give them, platforms to express themselves, be who they are.
Exactly.
So
in other words, community should always consider each and everyone in the society. Not discriminating, not saying, oh, this one maybe has a disability, so you may not be able to sing or to perform in certain.
And it starts at home with the parents. When parents fail to support you, it will be hard for the rest of the community to see what you can offer. But your parents are the ones to, push you, motivate you. Usually, majority of the talents are unconventional, because societal, we really believe in traditional professions. So artists, musicians, unless they succeed, initially they are discriminated. So
There's a way society takes them.
Yes. So such people, they need support, like to even get that drive to go and express themselves in their talent. For example, how many people back in primary or nursery had different talents, and right now they are completely in fields that they were not passionate about or talented in? So it means that so many of us have lost our talents, have not really nurtured them, built them, strengthened them, and we are in fields that don't give us passion, where we don't have a natural skill, and we are really struggling to perform and achieve. So it's really a very serious thing in a world today where creativity, innovation, diversity are essential skills. We need to really deliberately invest in children's talent right from childhood, not when you're old and formed. There's that saying that it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. So you can't even forget the talents you had when you were younger if you don't actually really train them and build them.
I remember in primary we used to have children who were like singing, acting, football, very good at playing, singing. But parents would force them to, for them they were always participating in these games when it comes to
okay, of course, to be fair, before we really blame African parents, of course there is that equally that there's the economic investment that some talents have. Some talents are quite expensive. For example, I remember I wanted to learn how to play the violin when I was younger. I don't know the talent in it, but I wanted to play it.
Can you explain it?
The violin is it's an instrument. It's just a musical instrument, the one where they use the shoulder. So it's very expensive for you to go to some of these musical schools, even just a football academy. You know how pricey those schools are. So yes, we can blame the parents. They should take responsibility for what they failed to do. And then there are those who could have struggled and invested, but they still didn't. So we need to equally balance. We actually throw the blame entirely. Yeah. So some talents are quite expensive, but it means that parents should make investments early on before the children come.
I think that's why it's always good to plan, not just giving birth anyhow. Most
You're right.
They just give birth
anyhow.
Planned.
Because they have to. Because the Bible says that be fruitful and multiply.
So that verse has been misconstrued.
Yeah, it's even misleading. People are just being born.
Yeah, true. So it really means that parents should really plan in advance. This has been a really wonderful discussion, and we would like to hear all that you have to say in the chat room. We know that we haven't talked about every single thing. So what are your thoughts? Down in the chat room, what do you think? Why do you think parents should invest in children's talent? How has it been done? What are your personal stories? Do share with us. Find us on all our different social media platforms at Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Spero Child International. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Catch you next time.